Hello, one and all you scrufftards, vatniks, and, well, random internet people. Welcome to the War Zone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And we are now hearing that we have 10,000 North Koreans that will be ready to be deployed to Ukraine by November 2024. Right, so Kyiv Independent, Friday, October 18th, 2024. That would be today. Budanov says close to 11,000 North Korean troops in Russia will be ready to fight in Ukraine by November 1st. And close to 11,000 North Korean troops are in Russia and will be ready to fight, blah, blah, blah. By said in comments published by The War Zone. That is not anything I'm linked with. That's just a coincidence. He said that yesterday. Budanov said the first. Budanov is the head of the Ukrainian military intelligence. Said the first group of 2,600 soldiers will be deployed to Russia's Kursk Oblast. That's what we've been hearing up to now. We've been told there is around 3,000 North Koreans ready to be deployed to Kursk. Now we're hearing it here from Budanov himself that it's closer to 2,600. And they will take part in the fighting in Kursk. And they will be using Russian equipment and ammunition. But that is all we know. As he says here, we don't have the full picture right now. What else? We know about 10,000 soldiers from North Korea they are preparing to send to fight against us, said Zelensky. Can we see anything else here? 10,000 soldiers again to Russia. According to military intelligence, some North Korean officers are already in the occupied territories of Ukraine and joined the Russian army. The number is unknown. They also said, Zelensky said, Moscow plans to actually involve North Korea in the war in the coming months. And I guess that's what we're seeing with these 10,000 troops being ready to deploy. South Korea's National Intelligence Services. Now, South Korea should be considered a very credible source because they keep a close eye on North Korea. Let's put it that way. And they said on the 18th of October, that is today, that Pyongyang had recently decided to deploy 12,000 North Korean soldiers, including special forces, to support Russia's war effort. And that kind of links up with ties up with what the Ukrainians have said. 2,600 ready to be deployed at Kursk, and then there's another 10 to 11,000 being trained at the moment. The Americans, on the other hand, can't confirm whether there's North Korean forces that have gone to Russia, but the US will keep an eye on it. And if the reports were true, it would demonstrate the situation that Russia finds itself in, the dire situation that it finds itself in terms of its forces on the battlefield. And it also demonstrates the desperation in terms of identifying additional forces for their military. And very true. I mean, if everything was going according to plan, Russia wouldn't have to ask North Korea for help, right? That goes without saying. And these are the losses as of yesterday from when I'm recording this, and take a look at the losses here. There's a reason that Russia is reaching out to North Korea of all places. They need ammunition more than anything for the artillery. They need troops because they are running out of forces that they can recruit. They don't want to mobilize people because that is bad PR. That may actually make people pissed off within Russia. It would also confirm that they are not doing as well as they would hope to in the war, as they are hoping. And all of this combined is a clear indication why Russia is reaching out to its allies, North Korea in particular, for military aid. They want equipment, they want artillery, they want ammunition, and now it has gone so far that they actually want troops to help out with fighting in Ukraine. And no wonder. I mean, soon they have no other choice but to rely heavily on conscripts, and the next step is mobilization. And that's not good propaganda in this military operation. I mean, it's not a war, is it? It's just this tiny, tiny military operation that has kind of gone astray a bit. And people seem to be dying, and equipment seem to be blowing up quite a lot. So, yeah, this here is why Russia is reaching out to North Korea for military assistance. So, why North Korea? Why reach out to North Korea? Well, the reason is they are both authoritarian. They are both dictatorships. They are both governments with militaries that have no problems whatsoever in brutalizing their own population, brutalizing their neighbors, and they lie, cheat, and steal all over the place to survive. Basically, it is how Russia has been acting for centuries, and North Korea ever since the end of the Korean War. And this is North Korea, and here we have Democratic People's Republic. Yeah. This is Human Rights Watch, and what do they have to say about North Korea? This wonderful ally of the Russians. The government does not permit freedom of thought, expression, or information. Oh my, how about that? Talk about cancel culture. I mean, if you're upset about cancel culture, you must really truly hate North Korea, right? All media is strictly controlled. Accessing phones, computers, televisions, radios, or media content that is not sanctioned by the government is illegal and considered anti-socialist behavior. That is punished, including through the use of torture and forced labor. Yeah, there you go. North Korea, I mean, we can go on. Let's see what else we can find. In March and April, authorities reportedly conducted public trials in Yangon province under the law. One trial targeted 17 young people for watching unsanctioned videos and using South Korean language. One leader of the group was sentenced to 10 years of forced labor. In another trial, 20 youth athletes were sentenced to 3 to 5 years of forced labor for using South Korean vocabulary. Now, pro-Russians, Vatniks, now you frequently point out that you are upset with Ukraine because they deny the Russian-speaking population of Ukraine the right to speak Russian. Right? You don't like that Ukraine denies Russia. It's all bullshit, by the way. It's not true. But that's one of your talking points. And here you have it in North Korea. So, do we dislike North Korea? Maybe? Oh, I don't know. Also encouraging the authorities to use public trials and executions to awaken the masses. How about that? Moving from one province to another or traveling abroad without prior approval continued to be illegal. Oh my, you can't travel within the country itself from one province to another and without it being illegal. My, how about that? I mean, forced labor, North Korean government routinely and systematically requires forced uncompensated labor. I mean, come on. These guys are not nice people. North Korea is evil, the regime is evil, and it supports Russia in its illegal war against Ukraine. When will the penny drop, is my question, that Russia may not be part of the nice guys. They're not part of the good team in international endeavors. And now we're moving on. Human Rights Watch. Let's see what they have to say about Russia. In the second year of Russia's full-scale, this is dealing with 2023, Russian authorities have further intensified efforts at home to eradicate any dissent about the war or the Kremlin's domestic policies. They adopted and enforced new repressive legislation, issued punitively long prison sentences for peaceful anti-war speech, and forcibly closed several prominent human rights groups. I mean, okay. In March, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Putin and Russian Children's Rights Commissioner Maria Lvova-Belova for the forcible transfer of Ukrainian children from occupied areas of Ukraine and their unlawful deportation to Russia. Kidnapping, if that wasn't clear for the Vatniks in the crowd. They are issuing arrests for Putin and Maria Lvova-Belova because they have set up a government scheme to kidnap Ukrainian children. Right? No, I mean, Russia is clearly not at all part of an axis of evil here between Russia, North Korea, upstanding nations like China and Iran in that list as well. I mean, Russian authorities continue to use administrative and criminal charges of discreditation and false information about Russia's armed forces to suppress anti-war speech and prosecute and imprison individuals for their lawful, peaceful expression. Right? I mean, we can go on. In an April law allowed the authorities to strip naturalized Russian nationals of their citizenship, even if this rendered them stateless, and deport them for committing discreditation and false information offenses. Okay, well, that's nice. Authorities increasingly use Russia's undesirable organizations legislation to outlaw exile independent Russian media. And here you have a bunch of them. And at least 5 people were convicted for reposting publications by undesirable media. Cancel culture. And I believe one of the things I see from the Vatnik crowd is that, you know, you can recognize the bad guys when they lean into cancel culture, when they want to crack down on people trying to speak the truth, right? You must be allowed to speak the truth, and people that prevent you, that ban you, that kick you from chat rooms or ban you from YouTube comment sections or what have you, they are part of the evil team because they are suppressing the truth. What the hell is Russia doing? Right? What the hell? What is Russia doing if they are not suppressing the truth? I mean, it's ridiculous. How can you believe that Russia is part of the good guys? How? I mean, it's freedom of assembly remained effectively defunct. Okay. Russian authorities again expanded legislation on foreign agents and undesirable organizations, right? It's a police state. It is a authoritarian, totalitarian police state where they just make up one law after the other in order to be able to arrest as many people as possible that are a threat to the government. And why are they a threat? They speak their mind, they speak the truth, and they don't want Putin and his lackeys doing what the hell ever they want, bombing neighboring countries, arresting innocent people, right? It's just Russian authorities continue to harass, intimidate, and prosecute human rights defenders and forcibly shut down human rights groups. In January, a court ordered the shutdown of the Moscow Helsinki Group, Russia's oldest human rights group. It's just It's incredible. It's incredible. In July, Russian authorities banned the Human Rights House Foundation, headquartered in Norway, as undesirable, making cooperation with it a criminal offense for its Russian partners. How, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. How can you believe that Russia is part of the good guys? How? What in all of this is it that tells you that, yeah, Russia, I'm siding with Russia. I think they're, yeah, that's the horse to bet on. It's just, I mean, it just goes on. It just goes on and on and on and on. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There's no end to it. There is no end to it. I mean, Russian police continue to racially profile non-Slav migrants and ethnic minorities and subject them to unsubstantiated ID checks and detentions, often prolonged in inhumane conditions. I mean, it's... in some cases during raids, police sought out dual Russian nationals among Central Asian migrants and forcibly delivered them to draft offices. In August, authorities in Kaluga region allegedly refused to accept naturalization applications from migrant workers unless they signed military service contracts. In other words, being shipped to Ukraine to die, right? It's just... I mean, experts reported a rise in xenophobic racist attacks by neo-Nazis in the country and noted a rise in xenophobic anti-migrant rhetoric in parliament, the media, and wider society. Isn't that the big issue with Ukraine, according to the Vatniks, neo-Nazis? It's a growing problem in Russia. And you can see it in the rhetoric in the Russian parliament. Yeah, I mean, it's just, and it goes on. It goes on and on and on and on. So, I mean, Russia and North Korea are two totalitarian dictatorships, police states, authoritarian, cruel, inhuman regimes that have no issues killing innocents, sending soldiers to die for, I mean, bullshit reasons. And they are now allies, and they have joined in to fight in Ukraine. And I mean, it's an axis of evil. It is an axis of evil supported by China and Iran. And all you Vatniks, okay, yeah, you're brainwashed, you won't listen to this, but everyone else who actually has a functioning brain, something needs to be done. The West has to step up. I know we can't change anything. It's up to the leaders, the political leadership. But this will escalate. North Korea can just send in as many troops as they want, if they want to. Ukraine cannot defeat the Russian army supported by an endless supply of North Korean troops. That is impossible. This will escalate. I think it really will. We are on the brink of something truly horrific. And it may be approaching really fast if we are truly unlucky. That's it. I hope you found it interesting. I hope I'll see you in the next time. And as always, gå på marsch, Ukraine, and give them hell.